welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do the next and the last task of GitHub Skills. So it has been a great sessions before which we have completed several tasks. This is the last task called reusable workflows. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we are in the skill.github.com uh, in which the GitHub Actions we are going to do the last task called reusable workflows. Make a workflow reusable in other workflows. Awesome. Okay, so we are in this repository now. Let's start the course to clone the repo into our own. Okay, I have cloned the repo in here. Whenever I clone the repo, it gets trigger a new action, and this action gets me the new updated readme file, which will let us know the steps we need to do as a part of this tasks. Awesome. So this is the first step. As we know, the reusable workflow means whenever we are creating a workflow, we can utilize that workflow to be called from a different workflow. That means so in real life, we don't generally write the code or the function again and again, right? So instead of that, we can reuse, and it's a best practice to reuse all those things which are already in place, or a repeatable task, we can say. Suppose in our application or any pipeline, we do suppose a sonar scan. So sonar scan is common across several applications, right? So instead of writing it again and again in each pipeline .yaml, instead of that we can create a single sonar scan workflow, which we can trigger from our like original workflow, so that that workflow logic will get triggered. It will scan the code and everything using that particular workflow triggering, and then get me the result, and I'll go for the next step like that. So that is the same thing we are going to learn in this particular task today. Awesome. Yeah, so as I said, the die principle, the do not repeat yourself. Correct. So I have a workflow. Do I have to make it reusable? A reusable workflow is just GitHub Actions workflow, which one key difference, it includes a workflow call, event trigger, similar to event trigger like push issues and workflow dispatch. That means this is like independent workflow, which has the workflow call as a like on on we can add the workflow call as a trigger inside the on uh, directives in our YAML file. You can see here, this is the workflow on workflow call here. So we'll just create a new, we'll add the new tab here, so that we whatever changes we are going to do, we are going to do in this particular tab, and this will be useful for our references. Okay, so we have done that. In the second tab, navigate to code tab. We are already in the code tab. From the main branch, I think there is only one single branch, right? Yeah, main branch. We'll go to GitHub workflows. We are in GitHub, sorry. We are in workflows. Okay, there is a file called reusable workflow. Yeah, it's there. Okay. Replace the workflow dispatch event trigger with workflow call trigger. So workflow dispatch event trigger is used when we want to manually trigger that particular workflow, this one. Then if we want to update this to the new one, that is our workflow call one. So we'll delete this. it's a YAML, so we need to take care of the indentation. Yeah, so we have replaced it. Then commit the changes. Let me commit it. We are committing it to the main branch. Create a pull request to view all the changes you will make throughout this course. Create a pull request. Okay, base to main compare. Base to main reusable workflow. Okay, we'll create a pull request. I think this should trigger one action. We'll merge that into. I think after doing this, it gets, yes, it is triggering a new workflow. Okay, add the job to call a reusable workflow. All right, understanding the file content. Okay, now that you have reusable workflow, you can call it in another workflow with the new or existing job. But before we do that, let's take a minute to understand what our workflow is doing. Okay. Okay, workflow call input is node required true type string. Okay, job build runs on latest checkout output run echo node version. Okay, so it is taking the input from the workflow which we are going to trigger from, and it is going to echo that particular version in this reusable this one workflow. Okay, so add your job to workflow to call the reusable workflow. We'll go in here, GitHub workflows. Let's make changes in here, not in main branch. Okay, my starter workflow.yaml, add a new job called reusable workflow, add usage to reusable workflow. My starter workflow. There are several things which are already added here. Okay, add a new job called reusable. Okay, let me add a new job here. I think the job is already given, so we just need to copy it here. So we need to understand indentation. I think it's, yeah, it's good, looks good. So this is the first job, this is the second job. Okay, so we are providing the node version uh, with dot using the with keyword. This is the second job, which is using the reusable workflow fly. Awesome. Comment the changes. Let me comment the changes with reusable workflow call. Let me comment this. I think it should trigger a new action. Yeah, let's trigger a new action. My starter workflow. Yeah, this workflow is okay. Yeah, Awesome. If you can see here, it has a checkout, then multi-line script, then the reusable workflow. So it has got that 14 as an input. It has printed that echo it, the 14 node version. That means it is working fine. Awesome. So we can go to the next task. So we have already checked like our workflow is running fine, and it is giving us the correct node version as an input. We have like provided the same, and it is echoing the same. Awesome. So matrix strategy is so what is matrix strategy? So matrix strategy is used when we want to run a multiple jobs to do the multiple testing on different versions of operating systems, or versions of application, like in um, like node 10, node 12, or node 14. Then we can utilize the single workflow which will trigger the multiple actions to check all those. So if we want to test our application in node 10, and node 12 and node 14 on how it is performing on Ubuntu with node 10, Ubuntu with node 12, Ubuntu with node 14, similarly Windows with 10, 12 and 14. So it will run the uh, almost 2 and 3, 3 3 6 6 times 6 actions it will trigger if we have provided in such a way like OS along with version. So we need to call it inside our workflow like this. So it will run only 4 times. If we add the matrix dot OS along with it, so it will run for each OS as well. Like that it works. Okay. So we will start with the next activity now. In the same starter.yaml file, add the strategy keyword under the call reusable workflow. So we'll go in here, reusable workflow. We'll go to workflows where my starter workflow is. Okay, then we need to add strategy keyword under the call reusable workflow. Okay, here. Matrix. So we can just copy everything from here and update it here. We will indent it. Yeah, looks good. And then we can commit these changes. Replace the hardware node parameter of 14 used with command and call node version in the matrix by using the following syntax. Yeah, we are already doing that, and we are committed it. Awesome. Instead, what we can do is we can create a new pull request, the usable workflow. We will add this pull request, merge date, confirm merge, then go to actions, go to my starter workflow, and we can run it here. It triggers the workflow. Yeah. See, if you can see, it has run multiple jobs, like multiple actions according to the input. Here, if you can see, node 14 is there. In second workflow, there will be different node version 18. In it will be 16, and this 20. Yeah. So what it has done is it has trigger four workflow like single using the single workflow 4 times it creates that actions with each node version as a parameter to it. Yeah, I think we are good. It is not updating. Let's ignore that and we can go to next step. Merge your changes. Okay, so we have already done the merge your changes from reusable to main. We have already done that. If you did not complete the, because I have already and delete the branch, I will not delete that branch, but it's fine. That means the fourth is already done. We'll go to fifth one, trigger your workflow and view the action logs. Okay, we have, yeah, actually we have already done that. Yep, we have seen all four workflows have been updated, and that means we have finished this test. Awesome. Yeah, so hope you guys have learned something new, and if you do, then hit that like button and post your response in the comment. If you want me to start doing or creating content on any other topic which you want, then I can surely look into it. So thanks for watching the video and see you in the next one.